Thank you for that.
Sorry.
You okay there?
Yeah,
Need Tylenol, aspirin?
Start it over, motherfucker.
Need to get you tested for COVID?
No, I'm vaccinated. Shut up. Start it over. You caught me like I tried to get out
I didn't
way.
catch you anything.
You started the countdown. I felt it coming up as well.
Coughing up lungs.
Well,
and
I moved away, man.
All right.
My bad. Fuck you.
With that being said, welcome back to the Next Man Up Sports Podcast.
You're not putting that shit
I am one half of the dynamic duo that is Bobby G and Shaka.
Fuck you. How y'all doing? Wow. That's how you're starting this. That's how you feel today.
I absolutely do.
That's foul.
Get a little, get the people a little look behind the curtain. You know what goes on.
God damn it. Well, yeah, that's me like fucking choking and him apparently feeling like that's necessary to keep in.
Hey, to each his own.
Fuck you. Oh, this is start off like already just. I apologize in advance for how much I'm cussing. This fucking asshole caught me coughing.
I didn't catch you anything.
You can edit that the fuck out.
It's a natural bodily function,
Oh, my
it's nothing to be ashamed of.
All right, man. Welcome, everybody. Let me try to get my fucking focus back.
Yeah, compose yourself.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Episode, where are we up to now? 12?
Yeah, episode 12.
Episode 12.
12. 1, 2.
Yep, 1, 2. Microphone check. 1, 2.
Yes,
what is
sir.
this? All right, a lot going on. A super solid Monday night game. It wasn't disappointing by any means. It looked like it was gonna go way left, but
I mean, I don't know how it didn't. I feel like it still did.
Because San Diego, it was everybody's dark horse. I mean, LA Chargers. The LA Chargers, everybody's dark horse.
No longer as a team.
Oh, they got a team, the Padres.
The Padres, yeah, San Diego Padres, man. Shout out to them. Sucks that they missed the playoffs because I like seeing Tatis Jr. go. But
it does.
Shit, maybe next year. Yeah. Anyway, back to the LA Chargers, not the San Diego Chargers.
LA Chargers. Yeah, they put on the show. We'll get into that. A lot to talk about. Obviously, we got the Week 4 recap. Get into a little baseball chit chat.
Yeah, we got the playoffs coming, man.
We got them alphabet boys.
Mm-hmm.
For those that don't know, all my street boys know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, some people in Washington found out too.
Yeah,
found out about them boys.
Alphabet boys coming to get you.
And when them boys coming, man, you got real problems.
And next man up of the week.
These ain't. Yeah, go ahead. I'm about to say, when them boys coming, this ain't a conversation. Yeah. Like they already know.
Bad boys. Like what you gonna do?
This ain't the boys in blue coming where you might be able to talk your way out. If these boys is coming, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Like you going away. Next man up awards.
Yeah, next man up of the weeks. And what else we can talk about?
I was gonna talk about some news.
Oh yeah, Thursday night football.
Outside of the alphabet boys showing up in Washington, we got Urban Meyer out here getting lap dances,
getting jiggy with it.
After getting your ass smacked on Thursday night football, you out there smacking asses. What is you doing, boy?
But I mean, what is the problem though? Like they're probably gonna be off till Tuesday.
Because you got a wife and kids at home. That's what the fucking problem is.
He wasn't doing it. He's fully clothed. He's out. He's social.
You can't be smacking some like young 20-year-old's ass when you got a wife at home.
Why not?
I mean, I get that you own the place. It's called Urban Meyer's Pint House. I mean, hey.
We don't know what type of arrangement they have.
But oh my God. They not know some Will and Jada shit. I feel
how do we know?
Man, Will Smith, he doing so much damage control. He now trying to be like, oh, we was in an open relationship. No, you fucking wasn't, because everybody in the world saw your face when this bitch said entanglement.
I mean, I don't know. I've heard that rumor for a long time.
I don't know. Anyway, so apart from Will Smith, who's only ever played an athlete, let's talk to the real athletes, the real Next Man Up awards.
Yes, sir.
Bobby G, you go first. I want to hear yours.
Mine is kind of near and dear. I was going back and forth between two people, but, I'm going to go ahead and give it to my guy. My next man up of the week is going to go to Greedy Williams.
Greedy! It's about time!
Yeah, because
this man had the original Greedy Williams rookie jersey.
Greedy's been through it.
Yeah.
Like, Greedy, for people who aren't Browns fans, Greedy was our second-round draft pick 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This is his third season now. He was hampered by injuries his rookie year, and then last preseason, got nerve damage. Basically, nerve damage to his shoulder. So he had a dead arm.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing Markelle Fultz was going through, and which, that's not like a broken bone or torn ACL. It's kind of you just have to take time to let the nerves heal.
Yeah.
Caused him to miss the entire season. Come back this year fully healthy. Of course, we take a corner in the first round.
Yeah.
Now you're competing with that corner. He gets a hamstring injury, loses his starting job to the rookie. The rookie out with injury. True to the show, Greedy's the next man up. He gets the start and gets an interception in his first start in 2 years.
Attaboy.
First interception as a pro, and in a defensive performance, which made it really worth it. But for him to go through all of that, career potentially in jeopardy with the nerve damage, and to have make a huge play that really helped seal the win. Shout out Greedy, man.
Nice. That's a good pick, man. Because he's the truest definition to the name of the podcast. So I mean,
he could have demanded a trade when he lost his spot. Like, he could have did so much. Could have sulked about it. He didn't. He played his role, stepped up when it was needed, and got rewarded by Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, that's a hell of a way to go. That's a good one. My next man up is going to be a little bit on the fringe for mainstream sports people. I try to tell you I cover all sports. I'm into everything. You know that. So my next man up's gonna come all the way out of left field for most people. Shout out my next man up, Bubba Wallace.
Oh, okay.
Becoming only the second black driver to win a Cup Series race, and he did at Talladega. Shout out Talladega Nights. Man, it's huge.
First and last.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, first and last. Bubba Wallace wanted to go fast. And damn, I just sounded like Ali, and I loved it. But now, shout out Bubba Wallace. First one to do it since '63. So it's been that long since a black driver, won a Cup Series race. So that's huge for him.
Absolutely.
Especially with everything that, he was standing up for last year, and the nonsense he went through with people hanging a noose in his garage and all that shit, and to see him come back and do it in my opinion, maybe it's just the Ricky Bobby shit, but my favorite track is always going to be Talladega, because it's one of the toughest tracks, that in Daytona. So it's like
definitely probably the most popular.
Yeah, so for him to go out there and do that, and he's his first year with a new crew.
Okay,
so it's huge. It was all of the things around it was huge. Big shout out to Bubba Wallace.
Absolutely.
That's my next man up, man. So I know it's a bet out there for some people, but hey. When we tell you that we a sports podcast, we a sports podcast. We ain't just we ain't just on one. We on all of them. Let's go.
Yeah, and even on a bigger note than that, it will be. I can't wait for the day when this is gonna sound bad, but hear me out. I can't wait for the day when that's not an announcement.
Right.
When we don't have to announce the accomplishments of black or any culture, really any culture athletes, because it's just accepted that everybody can do anything. Like it shouldn't be like it's 2021. We should not be celebrating the first accomplishment for a lot of these things. But
keep going.
Like I just can't wait for the day when these things are just accepted as normal.
So let me piggyback off of that a little bit and add a 1A to my next man up. Shout out to Vegas Raiders, because you actually made that. You had made that hell of a point earlier without me connecting the dots to it just now.
Right.
Think about the Vegas Raiders and Carl Nassib.
Absolutely.
And that's the dope shit that we talking about. Like, he came out over the summer, and the Raiders were just like, let's move on. That's the beauty of us living in Vegas. Is I feel like that's also the culture of the city, to where it's like, for us, we don't give a shit.
Right.
Like, okay, and
Vegas, to where Vegas is just
like, yo, like, and he's gay, and what?
Right. We roll.
Like, and I loved that. I loved how Vegas handled it. Like, there's no change in nothing. He's still the captain of our defense. He's still that dude. Like, nothing's been impacted. It doesn't matter to us. They probably were like, I love that, to your point, where it's not even a headline that he's balling out again. That he's gonna have he's on pace for another Pro Bowl season again. Yeah. And no one's talking about the fact, and I know that it sounds like I am right now, but like, no one's talking about that. Because it shouldn't matter. Yeah. So to your point, I could not agree with you more. I hope that we get to the point where in some of these sports, like whether it's hockey, or NASCAR, that if it doesn't matter if the guy's black or Hispanic or Asian or whatever.
Absolutely.
It's just like, yo, that dude's dope,
Right.
or that woman's dope.
Yeah.
Like when Danica Patrick was trying to, like, who cares if she's a girl?
Oh, exactly.
Man, I got a 1AB. There was a high school. There was a high school girl on the varsity team, and her first game.
Oh yeah, scored the first touchdown.
Yeah, she had like an interception, 2 pass deflections.
Wow.
She kicked like 2 field goals, not extra points, 2 field goals.
Wow.
Like balled, and it was like all real. I watched the highlights. Yo, one of them pass deflections, she was out there looking like Dion, man. It was like perfect.
Right.
It probably would have impressed Jalen Ramsey. So apparently I got a few next man up from a few spots, man. But it's because of him. It's all because of Bobby reminding me of other things that happened.
Like it's just these are issues, and I'm sure we'll get into a lot more of these discussions because things get said during seasons. I'm sure something will pop up during NBA season, something may pop up during the NFL season, hockey season, whatever may have you. But yeah, we'll definitely have more of these culturally impactful discussions.
Yeah,
as opposed to concerning and surrounding sports and just how things go.
Yeah. So let's move into a bit of the news. We highlighted a couple of them. Which one do you want to go with first, man?
Let's get the alphabet out of the way.
Alphabet boys.
Yeah. For those that didn't hear, apparently the Feds DEA raided the Washington football team's headquarters and is investigating their head trainer, who
raided
apparently
his house too.
Right. Came to D.C. with Ron Rivera, had been the head trainer for 18 years in Carolina. They have not announced what is going on, but I can take a guess. Usually when it concerns a doctor, it's got to be about pills and scripts. And
you got them DEA boys.
If they're on
drug people, drug enforcement agency. Yeah.
If they're on you, you're giving them out to the wrong people, which goes to the thing. Like, one, because Ron Rivera's this is his second or third year in Washington.
I think it's his third.
Third?
Yeah, because he had a year before the pandemic.
Okay. And so, like, how long has this been going on? How long they been investigating you, bro?
Yeah. And especially if it's a guy that you brought along with you.
Right. Is this going, bro, did you start this down in Carolina? Have you been, because you cross federal lines. That's how the feds get involved.
Right.
They don't do local stuff.
Right. So that's one of them ones to watch. Like, that's going to be a hell of an unfolding story.
The good thing is at least they cleared that it's separate from the team, because Washington's got enough going on with what they had going on with sexual harassment, along with the name change. Like the team got enough going on.
No. This actually helped them out, man. They have a name now. The Washington Raid. Oh,
Washington Block Boys.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh man. They got it though, man. They have so many alleyways to go down that. That might be one of them.
The Washington Wire.
Whew.
Remember the Wire was shot?
Yeah, it's right there. Washington Bells. Not for what you thinking. We gonna string a bell. Those are bells we talking about, baby. Because they're out there pushing weight apparently.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm not gonna make assumptions about what the head trainer was doing. I'm just gonna use my eyes and be like, hey, 2 and 2 is equaling 4, my dude. Like
the Washington Molly Whoppers.
It's gonna be a problem. So speaking of people getting in trouble, as we touched on, man, Urban Meyer out there again. There's that rumor now going around that he's doing this shit to like sabotage his career with Jacksonville, and because the USC job just opened up, and he did complain to Vic Fangio, the head coach of the Broncos, after we spanked him, and he was like, "Damn, this feels like playing Alabama every week." Which is a clear statement from a dude that's never coached in the majors, that he's like, yo, I'm not about this life.
I don't think
I was used to prepping for them motherfuckers once, not every day.
I don't think he's trying to sabotage. One, he's chasing one thing. To prove 2 things.
Like,
to prove that, and to prove he's better than Nick Saban. And if he fizzles out, he's no better than Nick Saban, because Nick Saban washed out of the NFL.
Yeah, badly.
Right. And I mean,
same thing. He wasn't ready for that life.
Yeah, apparently he's the only coach in the history of college football who owns Nick Saban. So that trail is blazed. The only thing left is to prove that I can be better than you on a professional level. He didn't have to win a Super Bowl or anything. He just has to coach like a winning team one season. And he's better than Nick Saban was in the NFL. Because Nick Saban got chased up out of there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah. He wasn't ready for that life.
Nah.
He was not ready for that life at all.
But as far as he lost the game. He's hanging out. You know, nice ambiance. Got, having a few drinks.
No problem with it.
What did he do?
I mean, other than getting the lap dance from a fucking co-ed. Like when you got a wife at home.
That chick looked like she was like 45.
The fuck out of here.
No, I'm sorry. White women age different. Look at the haircut. Look at the haircut, man. I ain't no young chick.
You saying it was a Karen?
That was a cougar.
Man.
It was no Karen. That was a cougar.
It's a cougar.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this boy, forget that he's supposed to be a Jaguar. What's he doing with cougars, man? He really is trying to go back to college, isn't he?
They can coexist.
He's trying to go back to college. Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't do nothing wrong. He's not hugged up.
He do want to go back. He want to go back. You're right. He want to play at USC. He want to be the head coach at USC because then he can be chasing cougars. It'll be BYU Cougars, but hey, fuck it. You don't want to be in the NFL.
Right. And you never know what kind of arrangement him and the missus have.
Man, come on with that shit.
I mean, she might have Sven giving her back rubs every night.
I can't.
Fabio's cousin.
All right. Speaking, I guess, of people that need to be good with their hands, let's segue that way. Fuck it. Let's talk about some baseball, man. We got playoffs, kind of, mostly, definitely starting tomorrow. It's a play-in game,
potentially,
like what the NBA did.
The worst idea.
We got some matchups, man. One of them is dope. The other one you're pretty upset about. So why don't you talk about the one you're upset about?
Yeah, and this is why I have a strong dislike for baseball. Like, you play 162 games. Mm-hmm. Here's one of the. Well, let me start with this. One of the reasons I used to like baseball was because it was fair.
Yeah,
it was like, if I win 100 games and you win 100 games, we're in the same division. Even if I beat you 10 times and you didn't beat me at all, you want to get into the playoffs, play each other, get it over with. Mm-hmm. I get that. The Los Angeles Dodgers have won 500 games this season. And the St. Louis Cardinals have won 3.
Yeah.
But yet, if the Cardinals beat the Dodgers, they're in the playoffs. Get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and of course I'm being facetious.
Yeah.
But the Dodgers are, what 106 games?
106, yeah.
And the Cardinals won 89?
90. Yep. They got over 90. That's what got them, man.
Why are you a threat to my season? All you have to do is be better than me for one day and you get an opportunity to compete for a championship.
Ain't this the same shit in the NFL, though? That you've heard me complain about. Like, why I hate the fucking NFC East. It's the same shit.
But that's different.
Like some garbage fucking 9-win team can knock off a 15-1.
But that's different because at least that team won their division. The Cardinals haven't won anything.
Yeah. Touche.
They're not a division anything.
Yeah. They just got the wild card spot.
As a matter of fact, if the Dodgers were in your division, they would have won that.
Yeah. Shit, the only reason that the Dodgers are in this game is because they're in the same fucking division as the Giants.
Exactly. Get out of here with that. Like, get rid of, please, MLB, either do one or two things. Give somebody a bye so these teams can play a series. Yeah. That's fair. Or get rid of this game and just keep the one wild card team.
Go straight to divisional, yeah.
Yeah, because if the Dodgers lose this game, I'm going to be pissed for them. Because they shouldn't be playing.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean,
why?
And the Dodgers aren't exactly even getting some help. They lost, I think they got questions about Kershaw, and then Max Muncy, if I'm remembering right, I might be mixing up my team, so I'm pretty sure it's Max Muncy for the Dodgers, that he might be hurt, and he might be out as well. So, I mean, you're really going to be relying on Mookie Betts and the rest of that bullpen.
And looking at the projected matchup, Max Scherzer's going.
Yeah.
But still. And now, if you win the game, he's not available. Like, you're taking one of your best pitchers now, would be available for game 2, is going to be available till game 3 or 4. If you get, just throws your whole everything out of whack.
Yeah.
And pitching is, I mean, baseball is so, it's on timing.
Yeah.
Who's on the mound? Who's at bat? We're playing ALN. Like, it's so matchup based. This one day is gonna throw off your entire rotation for the entire playoffs.
Yeah.
Against a team that we are 20 games better than.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Go ahead, man, because I can rant on that forever.
I feel it, man. I feel it because, like, yeah, it's, and I feel bad too because was it fucking. I didn't know. I'm sorry, LA Dodgers. I didn't know it was gonna come to this when I shouted them out, the Cardinals last week. Because I was like, oh, they're on like a 17-game winning streak. They got back in the playoff race. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was speaking into. I'm sorry. If the Dodgers lose, I'm sorry.
If they lose this game,
I'm gonna be sorry that I gave that shout out to the Cardinals.
If they lose this game, I might not watch baseball ever again.
Yeah, that'd be rough. Because I want to see the Dodgers. Everybody wants to see the Dodgers go farther. So I mean,
they're the defending champs.
Yeah, and they got. Oh,
they're the reigning champs.
There we go. I'm gonna hold you to it. On the other side of that, the wild card though is a game that, for a completely different reason, I wish could be a 5 to 7 game series. And that's the Yankees and Red Sox, because everybody wants it to be a 5 or 7 game series whenever they match up, not just one day in the playoffs. Come on, baby. Come on, it's the oldest, deepest, best rivalry in sports. Everybody wants to see that as a series. Nobody wants to see that as just a one-off.
And in a game that makes sense, though.
Yeah, because both of them are good, and
they both won 92. They have the exact. They have identical. This is a play-in game.
Yeah. No, this is and again, shout out to my Yankees because I was trying to give them some good vibes. When I shouted them out along with the Cardinals, and then these fuckers wanted to lose like 2 games that they had no business losing. I mean, I give them a pass on one of them because they lost to the Rays, but the other 2, those 3 losses, they fucking lost to the Blue Jays. Dude, what? Why? It's where it came down to them literally having to win on Sunday to get this game against the Red Sox, and these motherfuckers only won 1-0. Oh my God, they were trying to give me a heart attack.
That's the thing, because if they would have lost to the Blue Jays would have been in the game. So
they won by, it was 1-0. I'm like, bro, y'all are trying to kill me right now. Like, I want my Yankees back in there. Because as I said before, like, I love that roster, like, top to bottom. I've always been a Yankees guy, more or less, when it came to baseball. I mean, I've never really been huge on baseball, but I've always liked the Yankees. Like, that's always been my go-to team.
I was a fan of Steinbrenner.
Yeah, I love Steinbrenner. I was a huge fan of Mariano Rivera was my fucking guy. My guy was Mariano Rivera. Like, him, obviously Jeter, like A-Rod when he wasn't a douchebag yet, which I know was like real short term. But then we also had Teixeira. Like, I was always a Yankees dude, so I was like, please don't make me look stupid for calling me. And it's still out. Like, they still got to go and beat Boston in Boston. Yeah. That's not an easy task. It's not. I mean, it's going to be a hell of a game. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm just disappointed that it can't be a series. Same thing you're saying. Like,
I think Boston's going to put it on them, though.
I don't like the matchup with them being in Boston.
I got Boston 8-3.
I'm not going to call it because, I love my 2 guys, the 2 bombers, man, Stanton and Judge. Yeah. So I'll never write them out of a game or putting on it because I don't know. But I hope the Yankees pull through. That's all I'm gonna do with the call is, as more or less a Yankees fan my whole life. I don't want to see them lose to the fucking Red Sox. Not for a playoff berth. I wish that they could play a whole series, but if it's only one game, don't you fucking lose that game, please. But I don't like the matchup. I don't like the Yankees going into Fenway and trying to pull one out. Like, I just don't.
Can't be any other way.
So. No, I really can't. I mean, that's how it's got to go. And but I will say this: if the Yankees do get into the playoffs, I have them as my favorite. Not because I'm a homer, but because I think that with the way that they've looked again towards the end of the season, they're on the right track. And I think that if they can get past the Red Sox, there'll be a problem. I think I mean, I don't know if anybody can knock off the Giants. That's the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, they've been playing ball. They've been playing ball.
I mean, they basically went wire to wire this year. I think they only didn't have the lead for like 3 games. Like, literally, like, they just ran the table. They had it from like May 21st to like now.
I've always been partial to the Giants, though. I mean, I'm not a huge. I support the Indians because I'm from Cleveland, so when they're good. But
go ahead, sorry. I was thinking about Willie Mays, and I'm like, bro, if he didn't have to play in San Francisco, that dude would have had way more home runs if he wasn't hitting them shitty ass wins. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I've been partial to the Giants because I've always felt, and no matter what you think about Barry Bonds, like when they played played the Angels in the World Series, I thought that, and this is part of the reason why I hate baseball, because it's the only sport where you can literally avoid the best player on the team.
Yeah.
If you want to. And the Angels, they didn't want no part of Barry Bonds. They literally walked it. I think they walked him one time with the bases loaded in the World Series.
Because you have to.
But nah,
I don't
like he was the MVP of that series. First of all, the Giants should have won because if they pitched to Barry Bonds, the Giants clean them out.
Mm-hmm.
They only lost because they wouldn't pitch to Barry Bonds.
And I hate the hatred that people have for Barry Bonds, or like the asterisk people want to put. And I'm like, no, everybody was using steroids.
Yeah.
It was the steroids era.
Yeah, if not everybody,
like,
enough of the heavy hitters were using that.
Like there were so many people where I'm like, so what? He was juiced up. Everybody was.
And even if you want to
everybody was.
If you want to go era, every era has something about it.
Especially in baseball, that's the problem.
Yeah.
They cheat a lot, man.
Yeah.
I mean, even right now they're dealing with the tar scandal, and it's like the sticky tape or the sticky shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's baseball. Baseball has some issues that it needs to clean the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like this wild card shit. So, yeah. So I mean, I'm looking forward to the Yankees Red Sox game, and let's move now into the NFL recap.
NFL.
We got some. There was some kind of. There were a lot of mediocre games this week.
There were.
Or not really like. There weren't like a lot of surprises. I mean, there were some, but again, it was on games that were like teams that were not really. It's like, oh, that was a crazy ending, but it's not really going to change shit for your season. Like the Jets Titans. I mean, that's
completely
worse
unexpected
for the Titans than it is for the Jets.
Yeah.
Cool shit for the Jets and for Zach Wilson. You know, of course, these motherfuckers wait till like the week after I denounce them. I've been like, yeah, they're gonna be dope. They're gonna win games. Blah 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 blah.
And
then they
smacked.
just got destroyed through 3 weeks, and then I have to take that humble pill and be like, damn, maybe they do suck. And then they show the fuck up.
Yeah.
God damn it! Like, what the fuck, man?
They remembered the Titans.
Apparently, Titans forgot. Well, I don't know how that dude shanked that 49-yarder. Bro, can you imagine being the dude that missed the field goal that gave an 0-19 team their first win? That you're that guy.
No, the Jets won. That's Jaguars, 19 straight. The Jets actually won.
Oh, shit, yeah, you're
They
right.
beat us toward the end of the year.
Oh, shit, yeah, you're
played
right.
a game with no professional receivers.
I'm sorry. They're both so terrible. I mixed them up. I apologize. Not.
Because remember,
really
they gave
at
away
all,
Trevor
but-
Lawrence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because I'm dumbass. Yeah. Yep. Either way.
Yeah.
So moving on to teams that actually give a shit about their seasons and aren't trying to trick them off like the Titans, because that's 2 bad losses this year. Like, what are y'all doing? You got the Bucks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Tom
going
Brady
into
return home.
Foxborough. It was a mixed reaction from the crowd, understandably. You know, they were cheering them before the game and booing them during it. Seems fair.
Who'd you learn more about that game?
That's a good question. I mean, Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Like it's not even Belichick or Brady, because they did exactly what they were supposed to.
Okay.
You know, like it was a fun game to watch for people like us,
right?
Because we were watching the tactics.
Yeah.
You know, it was literally like dope watching cat and mouse of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
go at it.
he threw Brady off
a few times,
yeah.
and you could kind of see like the nods and winks.
Yeah.
Like that shit was cute. That was fun. Like it sucks that that's probably the only time we're gonna see that happen. Like that matchup, especially with the Patriots. Even though I know you have confidence in them, it's highly unlikely now at 1-3 they're gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult.
It's impossible realistically for them to make the fucking Super Bowl.
Oh, not
which would be
never.
Be the only way that they can match up again. You know, within the next 4 years.
Right.
So it sucks to only be able to see that one time, but it was great to see it.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a blowout, but your guy Belichick, he threw some corkscrews in there.
And quiet as kept,
you
you can make the solid argument Mac Jones outplayed Tom Brady.
I wouldn't say he outplayed him, but he held his own. I would say he played him even. which I guess I'll tip the cap to you in that sense that if you as a rookie can play even with Tom Brady, then yeah, maybe you outplayed him. Because if you can keep pace, because I felt like it was Mac Jones impressed the shit out of me. I was telling you that throughout the game.
Yeah.
And, you know, you were making the points like, yo, this is why I was high on this kid. And I'm like, I see it. Unlike Zach Wilson. I was high on this kid, and Bobby was like, I don't see it. So 1-0 for him on that, on rookie calls on who would be better so far.
And and like Jones, you know how I feel about Alabama quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And the Patriots season isn't going like I expected. To a degree, they lost one game they should have won.
Think about it, Mac Jones is a field goal away from beating Tom Brady.
Right. And who knows what would have, even though I have no problem with them going for the field goal because it gives you the lead, who knows what would have happened if they go for it on that 4th and 3. Mm-hmm. Like, that could have been the beginning of the legend.
Isn't that what I was saying? I was like, yo, I said it too, and you was right there. Like, let's go with it. But, so I mean, how do you feel that game impacts the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Because like for me, they keep sliding. Like I know that they're 3-1, and I'm never gonna bet against Tom Brady getting like in the playoffs, which he's gonna get the Bucs into the playoffs.
Right.
I'm not worried about him in the playoffs, but I'm like, I am not liking how they look.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you look at them now, 4 games in. If you just take the 4 games out, you lose to the Rams, who got their own issues. Well, they don't. We'll take it. They lost 1 game, but you come out and you kind of look flat against the Cowboys. You lose to the Rams. The Patriots, who are the least talented team you faced, take you to the wire and very well should have beat you. Mm-hmm. Like that does not give me hope for you playing. Like the Cowboys are playing better than they played in week 1 right now. Mm-hmm. Like they understand who they are and they're sticking to a program. Like if they play right now, I think the Cowboys beat the Buccaneers. And it's like this early of a read. Like usually it's like end of the year. Okay, they're playing better than they were now, and which is better than you're playing now. Yeah. So it's like I don't have faith that Tampa can, even though I didn't pick them to get back to the Super Bowl. You know, a lot of people did. I've just on a percentage, I give them 20%.
Yeah, it's my stock for them has dropped a lot. And just like you, I didn't have them going back to the Super Bowl either. Because again, I thought it would probably be the Rams or the Packers if he decides to play right. I still think the Bucs make the NFC Championship game, but it's again like I wasn't really sure. I told you, and we both like neither one of us wanted to make a Super Bowl call because it's stupid to do it.
Right. It's like right now they're playing the 5th best football of any NFC team.
Yeah, they're not. They don't look good, and that's very alarming to me. Now again, I'm not overreacting because Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year came out like dog shit.
Absolutely.
And didn't even remotely look like a team that was going to make the playoffs, and then they just got hot and didn't stop. Yeah,
Tom Brady didn't even know what down it was.
Yeah, literally, like they were. What's the big word that I know Charles Barkley couldn't pronounce? Discombobulated, to say the least. So no, they're very. The Bucs are very sketchy to me now, and another team. Speaking of NFC teams that we both thought was going to be, you know, basically goalways to be in the Super Bowl. And I'm not overreacting. I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater over a bad game. Mm-hmm. But damn, the Rams got their ass handed to them by the Cardinals.
They did. They got blowed out.
And I'm trying to figure out the question I've had since yesterday that I've been trying to figure out is, do I need to admit that the Cardinals are for real? Or did the Rams have a bad game?
I got to give them 2 more weeks. And there's a specific reason.
I'm like, and that's where it's like a joke. I don't want to be late on this. And I feel like I have to make a choice now. Like either I gotta commit to the Cardinals are not legit or they are. Like now.
Absolutely.
And it's like, I'm leaning heavily towards they're legit. Like if I'm gonna call it. I think they're legit.
I can't yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it.
I can't yet. We play them in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that'll tell me.
But even at that, even if they lose that game, they're gonna win next week.
Okay, because look, literally 2 minutes of football away from being 2-2 instead of 4-0. The Vikings should have beat you.
I mean, you could, yeah, but you could say that about you could say that about a lot of teams.
Absolutely.
Like,
I can't argue with
that.
The
Chiefs are even closer than that until the route that they had yesterday. They hadn't won a game in since week 8 of last year. They hadn't won a game by more than 6 points.
Yeah,
and so it was like they are literally against y'all and against who the hell else was they beat? It was like you're one play away from being 0-4.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it's like you can say that about a lot of teams, but I'm looking at the Cardinals and I'm like yeah, they got lucky. Yeah. They got lucky as shit against Minnesota.
Yeah, and then you got the divisional aspect of against. It's like, granted, the Rams have been playing really good football.
They beat the shit out,
and they did. And then you got the division, like they see them all the time. So it's like division games can be tricky.
But can they? Because again, when the Cardinals beat the Rams, it's the first time they beat them in 4 years. They've lost 8 straight games to the Rams, and they were in LA. And they were against a 3-0 Rams team with as we were talking about, Matthew Stafford might be
really
the leader for the or one of the top 2-3 guys for MVP right now.
Right.
You still got Aaron Donald, you still got Jalen Ramsey. You haven't beat this team in 4 years, and you come in and beat the shit out of them, and that makes you 4-0. And it's like, and they putting up points, and like, hey, Kyler Murray's again. I'm gonna be 2 games out on. The Cardinals as a team, I'm gonna say it now. No, they're legit.
Hey, and the other
Cardinals
thing,
are legit.
We both expressed our concern with the Rams defense, though.
Yeah, what I mean by legit is the Rams, or not the Rams. The Cardinals are definitely a playoff team. Is what I mean by legit. Like I don't think it's a question that they make the playoffs anymore. I think that it's a guarantee the Cardinals will make the playoffs. That's what I'm saying by legit. Yeah. What position I'm not gonna say, but I guarantee the Cardinals will make the playoffs. After seeing what they've done through 4 weeks, and especially against like a couple of teams they did it to. I'm out. I'm still going to be 2 games out on Kyler Murray because, again, I want to see Kyler Murray personally go up against your defense before I'm going to be like, he's an MVP candidate or he's an elite quarterback. Like, I still want to see him.
Right. And next week you got San Fran.
Yeah, but as far as the team, like that team is way bigger than Kyler Murray, and that team is playing fucking insane.
Yeah. So next week you should beat San Francisco because it's going to be Trey Lance's first start.
Yeah.
However, San Francisco's defense is legit.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to watch them go against that defense, and then like you say, week after that, then you got a complete team test. It'll probably be the best team you play so far this season.
Yeah.
Held a team that should have beat you to 7 points.
I mean, y'all scraped out a win this past week against the Vikings. I mean, that
we did.
We both thought that was going to be a way better game. That shit was fucking ugly.
It was, but
I mean, y'all won.
I told you it was going to be because I told you no 2 teams in the NFL right now know each other like us and the Vikings.
Yeah.
And I made a comment on some post after the game about it. It's like our head coach spent 15 years in Minnesota. All his concepts and theories about football come from Minnesota.
Yeah.
They literally, and you can look at the way the game is played. Baker, I've never seen Baker Mayfield hesitate so much on a first read. Because as soon as the play starts, your middle linebacker is like, okay, this is one of 3 plays. Mm-hmm. When the play starts, okay, I know what this is. And it's like, but then on the flip side, you can see the same thing
happening in the Kirk Cousins. Yeah.
Exactly. Myles Garrett knew, oh yeah, I know where y'all going. Y'all going right. And you see he obliterated their old line like all night. So it was like our defense is good. Not taken away. Minnesota's defense is good. Neither one is as good as they were on Sunday.
It was like fighting a mirror.
Right. It was a little extra. It was like extra.
You're punching at yourself.
Right. So it's like it was literally like the Patriots bus game. Scheme wise, I guarantee you that was probably the most difficult game Tom Brady has had in a long time because it's the first time he literally had to prepare for a coach because he has no idea what Bill Belichick's going to throw at him.
He admitted it.
Right.
Yeah. and now, quick flashback to the Bucs. Shout out to Tom Brady, who now joined the elusive club. That's only him and I believe 5 other quarterbacks that can say they beat every single team in the NFL. How weird is that? He's one of only 6 quarterbacks that's ever beaten all 32 teams.
This is true.
Yeah, so I mean, shout out to that. And
and he passed Drew Brees.
Past Drew Brees, and like the most.
I'm an asterisk that though.
And like the most ceremonious way, like.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Fucked the call up. Ended up like calling it. First it was like, oh, he's 2 yards short of the record.
Yeah, then they respotted the ball.
Respotted it. And it was like, oh, he's tied with the record. Then they fucking respotted it again.
Like, let's just give him the record.
No, he has the record.
That was like the Michael Strahan sack.
Yeah, and then all they did was they just put it up on the fucking board. Like, oh, he beat the record. And then just nothing. They just moved on.
Yeah.
And I know it was like afterward it came out that Tom Brady requested it. He's like, he didn't want to stop the game for it, apparently. Yeah. And the Patriots already said they weren't going to. Which, I mean, petty. But it's fucking petty. Like, it's Boston. So, of course, they're fucking petty. But it's like, this motherfucker gave y'all 20 years and 6 rings. You can fucking do a tribute when he breaks a fucking record. Like, you ungrateful, disloyal, fool-ass bitches.
But he broke the record before.
Yeah,
and then Drew Brees took it back.
Yeah, and then they and then Drew Brees just had it.
Right.
And as you said, it took Brees retiring. Otherwise,
yeah, that's what I say. Is exactly. I'm giving this. He did it. He got the record. But if Drew Brees was still playing, he'd have that record.
Probably. But again, I was talking with my Uber driver.
How'd that go?
I was talking with my Uber driver about fucking Tom Brady.
Was he from Boston?
Nah, he was from fucking, I don't know where he was from, but he was a Raiders fan. That's how we got the conversation started.
What is he doing talking about Tom Brady?
Because we was
shame on you.
It was a long drive, man. That was the other day when I got stuck downtown and shit, and my homegirl was like good enough to get me over. She was like, "Yeah, come kick it," but then she didn't tell me she lived like in the back of the. I was like, "Oh damn." So it was a long ride,
right?
But it was dope. He had like the nicest Uber in like life. It like had a video screen for the fucking rear view.
Nice.
Like
it was PlayStation.
I don't know. I didn't check. We got so into the conversation. He might have.
Okay.
He fucked around and might have. But now we was talking about Tom Brady, and he was just like, he was a Raiders fan that was frustrated. That he's like, what does Tom Brady have to do for people to be like, he's the GOAT? He's like, as a Raiders fan, I just want people to just give him the title and shut up. Because I'm tired of him going after every single record and getting them. He's like, he's not leaving anything for anybody else because you motherfuckers keep pissing him off so he won't retire. Because you won't just admit what he is. Because there's people like you that won't just admit it. So he's like, okay, I got to go get
football.
He's like, I got to get 7 rings. I got 7. That wasn't enough. One more than Jordan wasn't enough. All right, I'm going to stick around and get 8, maybe 9, maybe 10. Then I'm going to get this record. I'm going to get this record. I already have all these other records. I'm going to get all the records. When you look at the record book, it's going to say Tom Brady, period, and you still gonna be like, but Peyton Manning.
Nah, nothing about Peyton Manning.
But Joe Montana, like, come on.
No.
Anyway, that's how me and
that.
the Uber driver got into it, talking about this shit. But speaking, let's go with that because we was talking about why am I talking about Tom Brady with a Raiders fan?
Right.
Because the Raiders were like so high on themselves until tonight. Man,
that they were.
Man, that was rough. I called it, and I got immediate hater mail, like, yo, from a bunch of people, like, yo, what's up? Like, you can't never say nothing good about the Raiders. And I'm like, I've picked y'all in the last 2 weeks. But I picked the Chargers, so I had people mad at me, like, oh, you gotta, and I'm like, yeah.
See, now you know how I feel. Welcome to my world.
No, first of all, fuck you, because I'm still on my shit right now. We're not gonna talk about you talking bad about my shit until we have that segment yet, because we're talking about the Raiders right now. We're gonna get to the Broncos, all right? Because I already know, but that's what I'm saying.
Just welcome to my world.
What I'm saying, no, because okay, the Raiders are, and this is what I was trying to to explain before. It was like, even if them losing this game, I don't think that takes away from what I've already seen of the Raiders this year. I think that they're far better than anybody anticipated, and I don't think it's a fluke. Tonight was a bad game.
Okay,
like
could very well.
They got behind. They've had a bad habit of getting behind in games,
right?
But then being able to come back. The problem they ran into tonight, that team has too much fucking firepower. That's not one of the teams in the NFL you can get behind and think that you're just gonna rally and get in front of. Like,
okay,
same thing. Take the Chiefs. you don't want to get behind against the Chiefs.
Right.
Because then you're in a foot race with a fucking cheetah. Like, you ain't going to win. You don't want to get behind, I mean, realistically, to the Broncos this year. Because we're going to hold you down with the exception of the Ravens. But the Ravens are that next tier team.
Right.
We'll get into that. You don't want to get behind to the Browns. Because, again, what you was talking about, that defense is going to grind your goddamn bones. So it's like there's certain teams you don't want to get behind, and it's like the Chargers are one of them teams because they just going to outpace you.
Okay.
And with the Raiders, they ran into that. It was a mistake on their part, but I don't think that they should take this loss as badly as I know that their fans are going to, especially because it's in division and it's to a rival in the Chargers, and I know that Raiders fans are just like wanting to punch holes in their TVs right now. Like, I'm telling y'all, please relax. This is a Broncos fan telling y'all to relax in a positive way. Like, y'all are still good. I'll admit that. Y'all are good. You had a bad game. Let it go. You're on the road. It's a bad game. Let it go. Your schedule's going to get rougher. If you can't handle this one, there's going to be a couple more L's coming. For your team, for my team. That's for certain. Let's talk about I don't want to transition away. Let's talk about the Raiders real quick. And
I feel differently.
Yeah.
Because
I think my bet.
I think this game is more indicative of who the Raiders are.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because, again, it's just like you stated earlier, how you could say a play here and there about it. The Raiders are that team. Lamar Jackson doesn't fumble, you're 2-2. Mm-hmm. If who they beat, the Dolphins, don't kind of get you going with that. Jacoby Brissett doesn't throw Jalen Waddle the highest screen pass in history and get you going with that safety, you're 1-3 now. Like, they are 2 coin flips away from being 1-3.
Okay.
This game was is like you said. This is a team that knows you. They can play with you. You're on the tiers. They're same tier team. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, you can't get behind. Not because we didn't catch you. It's we're even with you. You're not better than us. It's gonna get rougher, bro.
Yeah, the Raiders got some problems coming up.
You got the Broncos.
Yeah.
Who to me rated are same tier.
In Denver.
Yeah. I mean, you'll play twice.
Well, yeah, but this matchup this early in the season, that's rough for them.
That could be
the
2
Raiders
L's.
are used to playing us later in the season.
Yeah, that could be 2 L's to you guys. You got the Eagles. The Eagles are a good football team. Mm-hmm. They're a playoff team, debatable. But they've been playing people tough.
Jalen Hurts looked great in that Chiefs game. I know the Chiefs beat them 42-30.
Yeah,
but that's because Patrick Mahomes kept somehow. Yeah, the Eagles forgot about Tyreek Hill. Yeah, that's what it was. But they forgot about him
for 3 quarters. That was a game.
It was a hell of a game. Right. Jalen Hurts looked. I meant to. I think I did talk to you about it. I was like, "Yo, Jalen Hurts looks nice."
Yeah, you got the Cowboys on the schedule.
Impressed. Yeah,
you got the Bengals who are creeping up into your tier. I think they started the season like a tier below, but they're creeping up into that.
They're showing a lot of progress and really fast.
Yeah, you got us at the end of the year. You got the Chiefs again at the end of the year. You got I think it's if the Raiders do not hit just past the midway point at I'll give them 6-3, they ain't making the playoffs. If they get to week 9 any worse than 6-3, it's a wrap. Because you're gonna finish the season 1-4.
So they just need to go 3-2. That'll be a good stretch for them.
Yeah.
If they can go 3-2 over the next 5.
Yeah, and they could easily not again. You got the Bears. That's a winnable. Should be a win.
The Eagles,
but you got the Broncos, Eagles. That could be. Those could be losses.
Yeah. The Giants.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got the Chiefs and the Broncos, and again, it's
right. But aside from the Bears and the Giants, those are all losable games, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, you got those I'm seeing the Broncos, Chiefs, Bengals, Cowboys.
Right, Washington football team.
Washington football, then the Chiefs again. Yeah, that's rough. Ooh, that's a rough stretch. They need to hope to win against us. That might be the only.
I think this game was more necessary than not.
Yeah. So I mean, what I was going to transition to another team that's don't panic, the Broncos. That again they're gonna have to go through. Obviously, we played the Ravens, and it was a shit second half because of what happened at the very end of the first half. Because it was a game. We were going back and forth. We tricked off a couple possessions after our opening drive touchdown.
Yeah.
We let Marquise, Hollywood Brown get loose.
I don't know.
And that was like a really demoralizing hit, but we were still in the game. And again, we were watching the game like it was 17-7 going in like right before halftime, but it was a closer game than that. But again, we had like a mistake, it was a stupid fumble. And then those two plays, the Deontay Spencer getting speared, which should have been a flag, which would have given us a first down and put us in field goal range, which we're going into the half only down 7 or only down 3.
Right.
Drastically different game. Then the literal next play, another high hit, helmet to helmet on Teddy Bridgewater right in front of the ref. No flag again, and Teddy Bridge goes down and out with a concussion.
I'm going to say that
the first one
refereeing league wide was pretty pitiful.
Oh my God, it was bad. There was so many that's a whole.
Yeah, and it's league wide, not just the Broncos. League wide,
so bad. But yeah, so we had that happen, and then it was like you could just see and hear the air get sucked out of Mile High, and for the first time, even for myself, because I remember I wanted
number 3, Drew Lock,
and you heard nobody get happy. I was so fucking mad when it was like when they came back from halftime and it was like official. Drew Lock's warming up. Teddy Bridges in the locker room. I was literally standing. I was like, "Fuck!" Excuse my language. That was so loud. You don't have to edit that all the way down. But that's how I felt. I was like, "God, and I never thought I'd feel that way about Drew Lock, but I was just like, "Bro, not him." And then what happened? It looked like last year, and it looked like the year before, where we have this great defense, and it was just punt. Our punter punted 11 times. 11 times. 8 of those were in the second half.
Yeah.
It was every possession we punted. Every single possession with Drew Lock. The dude is a joke, man.
It's like, but even if, let's say, Drew Lock was a competent backup. Like, I don't. That's not a situation you want any back.
No, not against that.
Ravens defense is too stout to bring in a backup QB, and you haven't taken any reps, obviously, all week.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a tough situation for any backup.
Yeah, and what I was saying, pairing the two together when I was talking to the Raiders fans about, like, don't trip about losing to the Chargers is why I'm not tripping about us losing to the Ravens. I'm upset about us losing Teddy Bridgewater. Like, that's what has me upset because now it's likely we're going to have to go into Pittsburgh next week with Drew Lock. God damn it. Like, I don't want that because that's a winnable game with Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah. That's an easy win for us this year with Teddy Bridgewater.
Then now you think it's more competitive.
It's a toss-up. It's two bad quarterbacks.
But you'd rather have Ben.
It's 2 bad quarterbacks and 2 great defenses, but I would much rather have Ben Roethlisberger's old ass than Drew Lock right now. So I'm like, now it's a toss-up game for me. That was a dub for us. But all I was saying is, like, for Raiders fans, don't trip because, like, I'm not tripping off the Ravens loss. Because I even told you, I've been calling it since before the season started. I'm like, that was going to be a loss.
Okay.
I said it in our power rankings. I'm like, even as we were going through it, remember, I was like, so first game, dub, Ravens, it's a loss. I knew it was going to come. I knew it was a loss because we've never – a few teams, but we've never seen a quarterback like Lamar Jackson. We didn't know what to do with him.
Okay, but here's the question I have for you. Do you think this now throws off the rhythm? Because, you got Pittsburgh next, but then you got a tough stretch. Because after Pittsburgh, you have the Raiders, you have the Browns, you have the Washington football team, and the Cowboys.
I think this is devastating. I really think it's devastating. Like, I don't. Okay. Even if Teddy Bridge only misses next week, to your point of rhythm, it's like this is the hardest stretch of our season. Concussions
are difficult. Like you really never know when he's going to be right.
And it's like, so he can miss a week, he can miss 2 weeks, he can miss 3 weeks. Like,
he could play and just be groggy.
Yeah, this is devastating. Like, and that's why I was so upset. Like, him going down with, I'm like, God, like, what do we do? Like, because I have obviously, as you can tell, literally less than zero confidence in Drew Lock because I've seen this fucking story with him before.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm upset. I'm upset about not the loss to the Ravens because, again, I predicted that. I hope that we could get out of the blocks 4-2 in our first 6. That's what I've been saying. We're right on pace for that. It's just I was really thinking that we'd have Teddy Bridge. And so since we don't, We got to talk about other quarterbacks that are coming back and playing that are still healthy and showing improvement, or at least some smarts. Like, Teddy Bridgewater is a good game manager, and it looks like Mike McCarthy's figured out the game plan in Dallas.
Yeah, finally just run the ball, run the ball, throw it. Again, what are they now? 27-5.
You can just keep the counter running. It's just let's just go off this season. They are now 3-0.
They're 3-0 when they run the ball more than they pass it,
and 0-1 when they decide to let Dak, try to take over the game.
Right.
So if Dallas keeps playing this way,
that's a tough game for anybody.
Think they're going to be a problem moving forward? Because I do.
I mean, I think we both picked them to win the division, so it looks like they're pretty much going to run away with that.
Even though I wouldn't say run away, because Washington, and Tyler Heineken.
They can't beat the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
I mean, but they
Cowboys playing like they're playing right now.
Pace,
they can't.
That was a huge win over the Falcons to keep pace with the Cowboys. You don't think it matters that the Washington football team is 2-2?
No. If the Cowboys keep playing like they're playing right now.
What about the Giants now? They 1-3. The Giants got off the snide. Are the Giants coming? The Giants are coming.
Both New York teams won on the same day.
All 3 New York teams won.
People.
Actually, we're all so disrespectful to Buffalo because I think people
one New York team.
Oh, yeah, the only one that actually plays in the state of New York is the only one that nobody talks about. Because I feel like nobody knows where Buffalo is. It's like this place we've all heard of, but no one's ever been to.
It's literally right across the lake from Cleveland.
Yeah, but
there are roller coasters in Cleveland, and you can see Buffalo from.
As I said, it's like that place that everybody's heard of, but no one's actually been to. Like it's like, oh yeah, I've heard of Buffalo. I think Buffalo Wild Wings. But yeah, no. Shout out to all 3 New York teams winning. But the Giants could be coming. It is the NFC East. You don't think there's going to be a year that the Cowboys collapse again?
No. Number one, the Cowboys are about to smack the Giants this weekend. We'll talk about that Friday though. Yeah. But the Giants, they could easily be 6-1 in 3 weeks.
Okay.
And they'll pull away from that division. You look in a situation really, they could be. I'm looking 6-1. They could lose that. 7. Give them an L there. An easy stretch. They could be 8-3 over in the next month and just have the division wrapped up.
Yeah. So you think the Cowboys are on a runaway train? Do you think
as long as they stay healthy and as long as Mike McCarthy keeps calling the games the way he's calling them?
Yeah. So do you think apart from them just winning the division? Again, with what we're seeing with the LA Rams, with what we're seeing with, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you got the Packers, showing up, going now 3-1. The Seahawks smacked the Niners. Well, I mean, I know it was only a 7-point game, but it wasn't that close.
Right.
So I'm like, do you see the Cowboys elevating up in those ranks of like being able to compete with the Packers, who are now 3-1, competing with the Bucks, competing with, the Seahawks.
I put it like this. Cardinals. I would not want to play Dallas in the playoffs.
Do you think that? I mean, okay. Because obviously they're going to make the playoffs. So.
Right, they're going to make the playoffs and they're going to get a home game. I would not want to go to Dallas.
Oh, you think they're going to get a home? Yeah.
The division winner.
Right.
Yeah, I would not want.
You really just think Washington has no chance, huh?
Nah, it'll be over the next 3 weeks.
I'm trying to give Washington some hope in these dark times.
If they are who we think they are, they have 3 very winnable games up next. If they can pull off the 6-1 before they play you guys, that it's over. Because now you're talking about 10 games left. Can they win 5? I think they can. I can count 5 wins on the rest of their schedule.
So you think the Cowboys are actually going to be what people have been? I'm not myself.
No, because you ask a Cowboys fan, they're going to the Super Bowl. They ain't that.
Okay, thank you.
They ain't that
for keeping sanity.
But they are again. You're talking about divisional round as again because the best division in football is the NFC West,
hands down.
So you're talking about regardless of, let's say, for Arizona keeps it going. You're talking about the Rams going to Jerry's World. I don't like that matchup. I wouldn't want to go there as a wild card team. Like, that's not the game I would – I'd much rather go to Tampa.
Yeah.
Because I know what I'm getting into. They can't – I mean, their running game is iffy. You shut that down, then you're just dealing with Tom Brady, which is everybody's goal. But still, I'd rather have that than go play Zeke and Dak. And Amari, and CeeDee, and Michael Gallup, and Jarwin, who out of nowhere is looking like a top 5. Like, I'd rather
And shout out to I don't know if you mentioned it, but I wouldn't want to see Dallas because they got that young boy Trayvon Diggs.
And again,
who apparently is like Stephon Diggs, is like clone. If you throw the ball that direction, he looks like Stephon Diggs. He ain't dropping shit.
Yeah, he's got an interception every game.
He's at 5 through 4.
Yeah, but he's literally had an interception in every game.
Don't stop throwing it his way.
Like,
how have y'all not figured it out yet?
Right, but it's all because of the running game. The running game, they possessing the ball, taking pressure off of defense. Defense isn't on the field as much, and they got a bunch of athletes out there.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, I'm cool. I don't want that to be my first playoff game.
Yeah. So the Cowboys might be legit. Again, I'm saying definitely the Cardinals are. My jury's still out on Kyler Murray. I just gotta see a little bit more. I mean, he did shake.
It's fair.
He shook the letters off somebody's jersey with just a jab step. Boy, it was so smooth and so quick. It was on 3rd and 16.
He put on.
And he just hit a little jab, and you can see this dude's numbers fall off. Like,
and he threw 2 dots to AJ Green.
Yeah,
like he's playing good football.
Yeah,
can't take that away from him.
So we got a few days in between this episode and the next. Anything you want people to check out, look out for in between now and the next time we touch base with them?
Go Aces and Las Vegas Aces and the WNBA playoffs. Then, of course, you got NBA preseason going on. I don't too much care for the preseason because nobody hardly ever plays. The NBA preseason is so pointless. What is it, like 5 games?
Yeah. Something.
Like spread out over 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So irritating. Just have 3-week training camp and then just get into the regular season.
Yeah. Like have like 1 or 2 tune-up games.
There you go. And like play Argentina or something.
Yeah.
But hockey season.
Yeah,
starting on 12th.
1 week away.
And well, I'm sure we'll talk about this more Friday. Fight weekend. We got Wilder Fury 3.
Oh man, that's a good one to look forward to.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll definitely get some coverage on that because I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, so some good stuff coming up.
I don't want to spoil nothing about that. I want to wait until Friday. But I'm a fight fan, so
yeah, it's snuck up too. There's not been a lot of promo.
None, man. I completely forgot until you said something the other day. Like I completely forgot because it's been so under the radar. It's just like very surprising. I already said it once, but I'll say it again. Please, for everybody, go ahead and check out. Tune in to watch. Give the support to me that I'm gonna pass through, and they'll feel it too, to the Yankees. Help them get through Boston. That's what I want everybody to watch. What? Oh, and then we got the Thursday night football game.
There you go.
Sorry, almost skipped out on that.
Yeah, we tried to.
Sorry. It's
probably the best. It's
gonna be a good
on
game.
Paper the best matchup so far.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great
Thursday
game.
night.
So definitely tune into the Thursday night game. We got the LA Rams going up against Seattle. In Seattle, right?
In Seattle, 12 man.
I mean, we got to see what's going on. I mean, we got are the Rams going to bounce back from this loss to the Cardinals? Are they going to show something in Seattle? Or are they about to take their second straight L?
Who do you think the game means more for?
I think that the game means more for the LA Rams, but I think Seattle wins. That's my pick. I'm picking Seattle to win 34-27.
So you think the Rams fall to 0-2 in division?
Yep. And I think it's because it's a bad loss. That was what we were saying before. Like the Rams needed to win at home. And what were we saying? What was I saying 2 weeks before that to the LA Chargers? I'm like, y'all need to win at home. So shout out to the Chargers for doing that tonight. But that's the same thing for the Rams. Y'all need to win at home. They needed to win the game against the Cardinals. Losing that game at home and then knowing that you have to go on the road to Seattle.
Right, on a short week.
That's tough. And Seattle's coming off of a win on the road.
Yeah,
and
divisional
they got
win
to go
too.
home. Yeah, they got to go home and rest up after beating the Niners. So it wasn't even like it was a long trip.
Right.
So it's like, it's gonna be. I think that the favor is Seattle. So I'm picking Seattle again, 34-27. The game is going to be more important for the Rams, but I think that they lose. And I do see them dropping. I think that they looked panicked against the Cardinals. They did not play well.
Okay.
And going and having to turn around and not have like a, so to say, a cheat game against like a Jacksonville or this is a weaker tier team. You're going up against another top team that you don't get the Lions next week. You got the Seahawks. Yeah, so it's going to be a bad couple of days.
Russell Wilson's like my favorite player in the league. So I always want to go with Seattle. This is tough. One thing I will say before I pick one, because one of my fantasy sit-ems is actually in this game. I'm going to say sit DK Metcalf. Because him and Jalen, that's going to be the key matchup of the game. They always go hard at each other. I don't think DK's had a 100-yard game against Jalen yet. And so that, if DK's on your team, flex him at best. But if you do have another quality receiver off the bench, just go ahead and sit DK this week. Tyler Lockett would be a good replacement if you got both. Because Jalen can't cover them both. But I probably agree with you. I think it'll be tough. It'll be closer than that. I'm going to go 23-20. Seattle.
Yeah.
Get it. Right. Matthew Stafford's, this will probably be his biggest game. Yeah, because with you coming off the loss, makes this game more important. You don't want to go down to 0-2 in your division.
Or back-to-back weeks.
Right.
That's just devastating.
Yeah. But this is going to be his biggest game as a Ram. And them 12s, man, they're going to be loud.
Yeah. It's going to be a rough one. And, again, it's going to be more or less a new environment for him.
Yeah.
So,
absolute must-see TV, though.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's for once we have a primetime game that's actually worth talking about. So I apologize for almost skipping past it. It's just the first 3 fucking Thursday night football games are so garbage. I didn't even I forgot that there was one for a second. That's on me. But it's actually going to be a really good one.
Like, it's not last year's Rams. I don't know what's going on. It's not last year's Rams defense. So
yeah. It's going to be a good one. So, yeah, definitely watch that on Thursday Night Football. And, again, you got baseball this week. You got some hockey preseason, some NBA preseason if you guys are into that. And as my man said, especially for our Vegas people, please show some support to the Vegas Aces. They need it.
Yeah, let's get it done.
Show up to the games if you can. Watch. Do everything you can. Whatever you can. Promote them. Give them some support. We need our Aces. It was a hell of a year for them. I want to see them lift that trophy. And for everybody out there, man, this has been episode number 12 of the Next Man Up Sports Podcast. Thank y'all again for tuning in. We'll be back again on Friday with, again, a lot more coverage on a lot more sports.
Yes, sir.
We love this time of the year. This is when things start to kick up and we're not just able to talk about football.
Like super busy.
Yeah, we get to talk about a bunch of different things, a bunch of different headlines. So definitely tune in Friday. We're going to have our
horse racing. Let's talk about some horse racing.
Let's talk about some fucking horse racing. Let's do it all. Let's talk about some fucking badminton. Got the Winter Olympics coming up. Please, this is not even a joke, people.
Just not the Hood Olympics.
I know the rules of curling. Like, I'll be on here talking about the Winter Olympics. Like, let's go.
I refuse to talk about the Hood Olympics.
The Hood Olympics.
Yeah, a bunch of dummies trying to climb up milk crates.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. I saw them trends, and I'm like, dude, after the first dude ate shit like that, who else is... Maybe the second person, I can be like, okay... You saw the first person eat shit. You're like, oh, I can do that. That's not that hard.
Right.
After that, nobody else should have tried it. But, hey, it's not my body. It's your body. So take care of yourselves. Please don't do that dumb shit.
Stupidity is contagious.
What you should do instead of doing the milk crate challenge or the Hood Olympics or any of that other shit is turn on this podcast. That's what you should do. When you're in the car on your way home from work, when you're at lunch, when you're kicking it, when you're bored and you want something entertaining, something that's informative, tune us on. You can go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button, turn on your notifications. That way you get alerted anytime we drop a new video, which is, again, every Tuesday and every Friday.
Yep.
My name is Shaka. We love having y'all here. This is my man, Bobby G. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all next time. Let's get them up out of here.
Peace.